All right, buddy. Here we go. And we're back, folks.
Trying to be a parent.
Gotta run some errands. I'm gonna feed my kid some carrots. He's gonna get them all over his fucking clothes and I'm gonna stain them. I'm trying to be a parent.
I'm trying to be a parent.
How funny, right, buddy?
Sometimes you hit the blunt cause that green will help you rest, yo. You know your ass be slacking when you gotta look up things on YouTube.
Like, bro, how you wipe your baby boo-boo?
Now welcome to the podcast.
Trying to parent.
And make moms laugh.
Who you know?
Got it like the King's family.
Amanda and Sean and Keanu. Yeah.
That's you.
Now welcome to the podcast, Little Monkey.
And make pops laugh. Who you know? Got it like the King's family. Amanda and Sean. It's the name G. Yeah.
Yo.
We're back. We're back.
Baby.
Better than ever. And I need to get a drop in here of him laughing because
The cutest.
it's just the best. And also, maybe him just screaming like a pterodactyl because he loves to do that as well.
Maybe he'll make an appearance on today's episode.
Oh, I'm sure he will. You smiling at me right now, man? You smiling?
He's smiling at Daddy.
Things are getting exciting. But we have a lot to cover. Welcome back. This is Trying to Parent Podcast. If you're still listening, or if you listen to this episode after our long break of, I think we did a podcast around May 13th. May 13th was the last podcast we did. So it's been almost 2 months now.
Yeah, we packed everything up and then now we unpacked everything. So
Yeah, and we told you in that last podcast that it was going to be, a little bit. So if you're hopping on and listening to this one, we greatly appreciate it. It is Sunday, July to me?
July? I know.
July? 7th. And if you're hearing this, it'll be Monday, July 8th. Hope you guys had a great 4th of July. That's right. Mm-hmm. Little man here is turning 6 months. 6 whole months.
Wow.
On the 11th, which would be, what day is that?
Thursday. Holy cow.
We're going to turn up for the weekend. We're going to go do something for your 6 months. We're going to go check out those swimming holes, buddy.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Although you're not a huge fan of the splash pad, so we'll see how that goes. But, God, I don't even know where we start. So much has happened. Obviously, 2 months, that would be 8 episodes of shit that has happened, basically. So let's do an 8-hour podcast. Here we go. No, kidding. Anyways. Our son just keeps getting cuter and cuter. It's
kind of ridiculous.
Literally unbelievable. I mean, think of the cutest monkey that you've ever seen.
A drooly monkey.
Yep. And I mean, same hair, same. I'm going to do like a side-by-side comparison. I'm going to find the cutest monkey.
A little chimp monkey.
Little cutest monkey that I can find. And I'm going to put him next to your picture, buddy. And oh, that's a nice spit up. Good thing I got that rag right there. That was a big one.
Oops, I'm hitting the mic.
Boy, oh boy. Absolutely love it. He's got a little bit of drizzle hanging from his mouth there. Perfect. So,
'tis the life now.
This couldn't be more of a Trying to Parent podcast. We're trying to parent while doing this podcast. And,
he just.
About that?
Oh, it's on his sock. Good thing I have this blanket on me.
Yeah, good thing. I want to get all over the nice chairs, but the blanket can be washed. Mm-hmm. So, I think last time we spoke, we were getting ready. We were packing up all the stuff, making sure. We talked about the episodes of us bringing the beds down. I think we spoke about bringing the beds down. Maybe not. Or the beds up. No, we had to bring them up.
Yeah. The wood.
Yeah. If you guys recall earlier in the podcast's life, he's like, hey, give me Giraffe back.
You want giraffe?
Earlier in the podcast's life, when we had to, if you hear some crazy crinkling, just threw that on the ground. I was going to say, every kid's toy crinkles a lot, makes noises.
At least the fun ones.
Yeah. Very sensory, enjoyable for him.
Yeah.
Engaging. Sensories are engaged, and he threw his crunchy giraffe on the ground, so you probably won't be hearing any more from him. But I was talking about moving the beds up and down. Not something I really care to talk about because we have a lot other stuff to talk about. So ended up flying my buddy out, Michael Hunter, and we flew Amanda back to the States
With the baby.
with the baby. She said that went well. They obviously made it in one piece.
Oh, well, yeah, but I missed my flight in Fort Lauderdale.
yeah, that's right. It didn't go so well.
I missed my flight in Fort Lauderdale.
No fault of your own.
I had such a short window, and
Hey, don't you push those buttons.
everyone in the Fort Lauderdale,
It's got a little drizzle.
yeah,
There it goes.
well,
Nope,
it's-
that's all right.
everywhere. Everyone in the Fort Lauderdale airport is on island time. They're all Jamaican island time. And even though I had TSA pre-check, I had to recheck everything, go through security again. And by the time I made it to my gate, they had locked the doors. And so I was stuck in Fort Lauderdale for a
But
night.
yeah, it was a transfer, and they just didn't give her enough. Well, they gave her probably suitable amount of time, but
If I didn't have to re-go through security, recheck my bag, re-go through all of that stuff with a baby.
you said you waited at the bag carousel for
Oh my God.
ever.
Yes, that's right. The bags getting off of the plane from Cancun, I swear we waited like 45 minutes for everyone to get their bags from the carousel. So it would have been okay had that been on time. So it was just a ladder effect of shenanigans. But that was okay because you mostly made it. I mean, you made it out of Mexico good, but there was that one scare.
Yeah, so I drive back, my buddy Michael and I. You can't put your fingers in the mouth if you try and put the booby in your mouth, buddy. There you go.
Hopefully I'll distract him.
So pretty good drive through Mexico for all things considered. The trailer, obviously concerned about that, but we went and got it checked out before we left. Made sure everything was good to go, even though the axle was slightly bent, so the wheel was turned in.
It's
the guy's
really
like, he's like, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna make it. Like, there's no issues here. So that was cool. We ended up heading through, hit all the potholes, all the topes. You hit them because they're fucking everywhere. But the old alligator back road that we talked about, we went through that in the daytime, which is literally 1,000,000 times better than going through it at night. And two, they had done some road construction there. So I would say it was at least 25 to 30% better than it was when we originally went through on the way out there in the middle of the night.
It was like
It was
10
the middle,
p.m.
it was the middle of the night. And towns like that don't have like lights.
No,
really.
just
So,
pitch black.
still the worst road I've ever been on. But again, we made it through that. The trip was somewhat uneventful as far as like crazy stuff happening, but we did get stopped one time, tried to get the shakedown going on by these gentlemen who were not policia. They were in unmarked, basically they were like posted up under an overpass and were stopping traffic and kind of waving people through as they like looked at them, checked them, and of course they tell us pull off to the side. Only the one guy, the main El Capitan, had a gun on him, and none of them, again, no marked vehicles, no marked clothing. So we're like, oh, we get what this is. Luckily, the reason I brought my buddy Michael out was because he speaks Spanish. Mm-hmm. I would have been fucked in that situation. But they try to get us for some money. They try and tell us that these documents we had were expired, all this stuff that Amanda basically had prepared for and kind of knew was coming if something like that were to happen and we were to get stopped. So we knew exactly what to do. We got her on the phone, had her talk to Michael, kind of go over the whole situation of, hey, what's happening and how do we handle this? And he was chit-chatting with the gentleman because, of course, they didn't really speak great English. So Michael's like, hey, man, I can tell they're trying to shake us down. They had us open the trailer. There's drugs in here, all this type of good stuff. And Michael ends up going like, you know what, man? I'm just going to call the police.
Yeah.
And so he gets on the phone. He calls the cops. And that kind of puts an X-nay on the whole situation. So the dudes are like, you know what? You guys can go. It's fine. Blah, 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 blah. Try to play it off like they were cool. But
Like they were doing you a favor.
Yeah. Moral of the story is the police in Mexico saved us. They didn't have to come out, but just tell them, hey, we're going to call the cops. Made it a good, solid move for us.
Yeah.
So that was basically the Mexico trip. Oh, we ended up getting to the border, and I had brought all of our amazing plants that I'd been nurturing past almost a year and a half that we were out there, and plants that we had brought from Washington. Damn, bro. You stop grabbing mama's titty like that?
It hurts so bad.
Disrespect. You just put your titty away. He's just like disrespecting the titties.
If you can't play
Squeezing
nice.
the bag, man. So we crossed the border into the U.S. and they're like, hey, I can see, because I had a box in the back of the car with some plants in it that they could kind of see, and then one in the back of the trailer. They basically made us take out the plants, and Michael had to go back to the bridge, essentially, and give them away to somebody going back into Mexico, because they weren't going to allow me to bring my plants over.
I totally forgot about that when we crossed into Mexico, but they didn't look for any of that on the way there, so I didn't even think about it.
They didn't give a shit. I kind of thought it was going to happen, but I was very disappointed because it had some really good plants.
Yeah.
But that was the Mexico thing. So a shitload of driving. Again, a bunch of potholes, a bunch of topes, a bunch of stress from. Oh, there he spit up again.
Yep, it's on my arm.
Ugh, buddy.
If you would just calm down and go to sleep, your tummy would settle.
Yeah, you're just getting wild. What you been eating? Oh, wait, that's right. So that's that. I end up making it to Florida. As I'm coming into Florida, literally driving with the trailer, coming into Florida, maybe an hour, 45 minutes or so outside of final destination, it just starts dumping rain. I mean, like, it's like, hey, welcome to Florida. Here's the most fucking rain ever. Yeah, that's how I felt, but it was pretty upset. Everybody was going 3 miles an hour because it was pouring so hard you couldn't see 8 feet in front of you. That one where you have your windshield wipers all the way on full blast and it's not doing anything for you. So get to the Airbnb and, everything's good. We kind of unload some of our stuff, which was an awkward thing where we're like, hey, we're in this Airbnb for a little bit. Let's take out a few things that we really need. And, let's kind of be all over the place in the Airbnb.
It was.
Fortunately, the Airbnb was not, I mean, it worked. It was next door to my sister, which was the most convenient thing about it.
Yeah.
But,
It had its purpose.
yeah, it served its purpose. Oh.
Oh, gosh.
And then
2 days before we're supposed to check out.
Well-
So Sean had a training. So you had to leave the state the day before we were checking out. So we were like, okay, so
I was
let's
going to
a training.
Kansas,
Topeka,
Topeka, Kansas.
Kansas.
Me and nobody else, because there's nobody else that lives there. But didn't
Nina.
no. Before that, fucking AC went out. Like,
Oh, on our car.
yeah, basically, like right after I got here. Like
Yeah, it was like a few days later.
2 days later, maybe. Boom, AC stops working.
In the car. Yep. And it's like 95, 50% humidity. Like it's hot.
Hot in the motherfucker. And so Amanda ends up taking the car over to a shop.
They have it literally all week, like Monday through Friday.
Week.
Monday
Like, they
through
legitimately had a week. I was walking to the gym and stuff, and like, yeah, that's exactly how I felt. I was like, where the fuck is our car, dude?
They were trying to like Jimmy rig it for cheaper, and then finally they were like, no, we thought we fixed it, but we can't. So
Wait, what happened to the car before? Oh, it's been up a little bit more. There it is. You caught most of it. Yeah, there's a good amount on the blankie right there. Dude, this is parent life. At some point in time,
yeah, I know he's past due for a nap. So
you want to
yeah,
put him down? All right, we're
We'll
going
be
to go ahead
back.
throw this on pause. We'll be back, folks. You won't even recognize. Here we go. And we are back. Okay, so the beast has been tamed for now by the genie, the magician, Amanda herself. But what were we talking about? I think we had mentioned the AC in our car went out.
Yeah.
And we were going through that whole just trying to get it fixed. And then we were like, well, this car isn't worth a whole lot.
This car is worth like $2,000. He was like, yeah, it's going to be $1,000.
Oh, yeah, the handle broke off the doors. as well.
On the way out of Mexico, yeah. Of course, on Keanu's side.
Yep.
But I found a way to open it still, so.
It's not that bad. We don't need like to jimmy rig it or anything, but there's literally a hole in the door right there.
There's like metal
Yeah.
around it.
People probably think we're poor, but I'm just like, I really want to get a new car because then you have payments
payment.
if you don't pay. I mean, we could purchase a nice new car and pay cash for it, but I don't really want to do that with my cash. We took it to the shop and they're like, oh, this thing still runs really great. It only has like 137,000 miles on it.
Yeah, for 2007.
Yeah, so super low mileage as far as that goes, especially since we've put 7,000 on it just driving from Washington to Mexico, then Mexico back to Florida.
Yeah, what did it have? 119?
God, I don't know. Yeah, it couldn't have been that much because we didn't buy it that
Long ago, really.
long before
but-
we went. But yeah, he's like, the car's great. So if you guys just fix the AC, and of course, the absolute worst thing was wrong with the AC. Like, we had bought some coolant, and we were going to try and fix it ourselves. And I ran the test and all that stuff, and it's just like, that's not what's wrong with it. And then we took it to the people, and they had it forever, and they went through all of these tests, and they thought they fixed some stuff, did through some overrides, and blah 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 blah. Nope. And then they come back, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be $1,500.
Yeah. That was not me farting. It was my skin stuck to the chair.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, did you just rip a huge ass?
No.
Not tell me you're in.
No.
So, ended up getting that taken care of because, boy, let me tell you, I was rolling around with the windows down for a
Yeah,
little
I was
bit,
not getting in that car.
and
Nope.
it was tough. Luckily, being next door to my sister for that entire time, for the most part, we were able to use one of their additional cars. But yeah, this ain't the place for that, homie.
Yeah, once we got up to Milton, it was like, all right, we need to get this car fixed because I'm not even going to get in it to drive to your sister's house.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Keanu would have
we
been
could do
sweating
it.
his
Yeah,
ass
we
off.
could do it, but the problem would be him. So let's see some of the things that have gone on between the past 2 months that we haven't chatted. Was at the time before we stopped the show, Keanu was about 4 months old because he's about to be 6 months, and he recently went through his 4-month sleep regression.
Yes.
Which, would you like to talk about that?
It was awful. He went back to waking up like every 2 hours. He went from like sleeping 6 hours to like waking up literally every 2 hours. It was like 12, 2, 3, 5, 7. It was awful.
Yeah,
And
luckily at that time Amanda wasn't like really working
yeah.
yet, and I was still working, getting up at 5 o'clock. So I started sleeping in another room, especially with Nina too. I brought Nina with
Oh
me
yeah, and the
because she was a big
Airbnb.
problem.
Yeah, so the Airbnb, like it was a queen bed first of all in there, and so we couldn't all fit. But the bed was noisy, and so like Nina was noisy. You can't toss and turn on it, so everyone like it just kept waking up Keanu. And then first Keanu and I were in the other room, and I'm like, I need to get him back in his crib. Like I don't want to create a habit of bed sharing. Like I need to get him back in his crib. So then it was me and him in the bedroom, and then Sean and Nina were in the guest room in his office, and it was tough. I really like missed sleeping next to you. It was awful.
Yeah, and you were just struggling from like
I was like just crying, like I don't
lack of sleep.
can't-
Yeah.
I need to sleep.
And what did that lady's video say? Why does that happen? The 4-month sleep regression?
Because that they are, that's when they wake up in between their sleep cycles, and they haven't learned how to put themselves back to sleep. So their sleep cycles are generally 90 minutes or so, like ours are, but theirs wakes them up during this point. So it's a very big monument in their development. It just sucks.
Yeah, and even worse if they like are able to see you or anything like that. They're just like, "Hey, I'm up.
Yeah.
What are you
what's
doing
up?
over there?
Oh, hi. Nice to see you here.
You want to hang out? You know, I'll make some noise." So that was a difficult phase, but he's out of that now. He's sleeping much better.
Much better. Well, so now we have him in his own room since we've been in the new house.
Yeah, I'd say for 90% of the night, he sleeps in his own room.
Yeah, he was in our room for the first couple nights when we got here. But then we put him in his room because my office is in our bedroom. And so, like, his naps and stuff. I mean, he still naps in our room, but I try to get him to do everything in his room if I can help it.
Yeah. You know, just putting in those.
Trying to be as consistent as I can.
So, again, he's been sleeping much better lately and much longer in his room, which has been really helpful for us.
Yeah. I still wake up multiple times throughout the night, but
Yeah,
it's
and I
not
still get up at
nearly
5 o'clock or whatever. So normally you're bringing him into the room around, could be like 4.
Yeah, if he's been waking up at like 3:30, and I will try multiple times to put him back in his crib. But if he wakes up, 3 times within a 2-hour period, I'm just like, all right, bro, I'm not about to fight you.
I know, like, obviously all this stuff is hard, and I know it takes a toll and everything, and so trying to find the balance. And again, we're both back working now, so we've been looking at nannies and stuff because my parents won't be moving out here until just before Thanksgiving in November, and not like my mom was going to watch him all the time. But
We did, yeah, because daycare. We toured a daycare.
yeah, we did go to our daycare, and it was a weird situation. Like, we went there, and it was a really nice spot. The people were super friendly. I think people are kind of taken aback by how cute Keanu is. And I'm not just saying that because he's our kid. It's like with Nina. Like, some people's dogs are like, oh, yeah, that's a cute dog. That's a nice looking dog. Everybody sees Nina. I mean, she's getting older and older. People still compliment her, but everybody will stop us and be like, oh my God, your dog is so beautiful. Like, she's such a pretty dog. She's a smile and everything like that. Nina's another topic we need to talk about. But, I mean, people see Keanu and they just
Stop us.
love him. I don't care if it's men, women, like, whether we're in the store, whatever it may be, like, they absolutely love him. And so the people at the daycare place, we went back and toured the infant area, and how they basically had it broken down was like you had little...
The crawlers on one side.
Yeah. Crawlers on one side, and what was he considered? Not a crawler?
Yeah, non-crawler.
So there's like 4
The
kids.
little baby.
4 or 5 kids on each side, and a certain amount of girls. I think it was like 1 to 4.
Yeah.
One person for 4 little kids. But we walked in there, and there were some cute kids for sure. But all the people, and even all the little kids, they were just like staring. And the women were like, "Oh my gosh, he's so cute." This, that, and the other thing. Like, oh, yeah, thank you so much.
Like, I hope we can watch him. I'm going to be
they're
counting
like,
down the
oh my gosh,
days.
can't wait till you guys come here and we can watch him and all that great stuff. So as we're leaving, we're talking about availability, and they're talking about like how soon we want to start. And Lay's like, you guys could start right now. And you said you were looking into some stuff that...
Yeah, it was just like the Milton Moms Facebook group. People were like, I've been on that waiting list since I was pregnant, like, and I'm still not in there. Like, everything has like 18-month waiting period for daycares. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird, because she was like, yeah, you want to start now? I mean, there's kind of a waiting list, but like we just had some kid leave, so
You could get in.
yeah, it was.
She was literally like, we could take him today. I'm thinking to these other people, I'm like, oh, show me a picture of your kids.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, the luxuries
They're
of being
like,
good
man,
looking.
if we had this kid here and other people came in to check it out, and they were like, oh my God, look how attractive that kid is. I'm not saying like Keanu should have been the next Gerber baby, but he probably should have. But he's the cutest fucking kid ever. That was just funny. But we're trying to gauge like, all right, well, how much is that going to cost us? And the weird thing about that situation was they do a really good job there. It sounded like they had all their shit, lined up, everything good, but you pay no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, like most daycares, you're paying for the spot.
Yeah.
So that way they can staff properly.
I didn't fucking know anything about that. But yeah, apparently. So whether he goes, whether he doesn't go, whether he goes for an hour, whether he goes for the
8
entire
hours,
day,
yeah.
like you pay the amount per month.
$281 a week.
$281 a week. So we're like, okay, see if that fits in the budget that we're looking for. So we decided, hey, let's maybe take a look at some nannies that can come over our place and be a little bit more flexible with schedule, not be so like, oh, I have to have these many hours, this many days, yada, yada, yada.
And then he's getting the individual care. He's not being left on the floor while other babies are being tended to. I have no idea how they do like sleep training, or, are they at nap time? Do they just put them in their cribs and be like, all right, I can cry until you pass out? Like,
yeah. I had some anxiety as we were going there. Like, and I don't want to give him up to other people. What is he going to think? Like we abandon him, or what? What are these other people taking care of me now? So, going through some of those uncomfortable emotions, but we decided not to take him there anyways. So we're going to have somebody, which we're going through this string of trying to find people.
multiple interviews.
Just had a girl yesterday that 26 years old, recently out of the military.
She acted like she was 16.
Oh my God. 16? Yeah, maybe 16.
I was
maybe
more mature
14.
than that. Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, apparently she didn't shave her armpits, you said?
No.
Not cool with that. I shave my armpits. Side note. That's not a sexist thing. I don't like guys with long arm hair. You better shave your armpits. I don't care fuck who you are. Why is there hair in your armpits? I'm not saying that has to be completely bare. Mine are blacked out now, so you can't really see any of my armpit hair. But even before that, never did I ever have hair that was longer in my armpits than it was on the top of my head. And my head hair is very short. Something my dad taught me from a younger age. It's like, well, if that's a really stinky area of your body, why would you have a lot of long hair there to hold the stink? Like, that's what hair does. Just like smokers. You could smell it in their hair because hair holds odor.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
why the fuck would you want long? That's why I don't have.
That's why women wax their vaginas.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a huge bush. Like all of that stuff. So, not sexist, just saying nobody should have long armpit hair. Makes me sick. Plus, it's a huge deodorant clumps and all. It's just a lot. So, anyways, she had armpit hair, which I didn't notice because it was just such a weird interactions that we were having when she was there. And luckily, she kind of reached out to us and was like, "Hey, what did she say?"
Yeah, considering all my options, I'm going to go a different direction. Thank you for like your time.
Yeah,
And we're like, oh, thank God we weren't.
everybody around here is like basically $15 an hour, and she was trying to charge $18 an hour. We're like, let's not, let's meet you.
Yeah.
That's not what we're looking for. Good Lord, I might have not paid her $10 an hour.
Yeah. Weird.
Anyways, she was a very interesting person. So Amanda's going to be meeting with a lady on Monday, an older woman, a grandmother, which, is nice. She should be a little bit more mature than this girl.
Hopefully.
But,
We'll find out.
yeah.
The girl that we like, her work schedule got readjusted, so now the times aren't working, which she was the first girl that we met, and I really liked her.
Young black girl. We were hoping to get somebody colored.
Yeah. So.
Because that's how it is. But, gotta keep it in-house. But anyways, speaking of keeping it in-house, we did move into the new place
Yeah.
on the 19th.
Juneteenth.
Which was Juneteenth. And yeah, did it fucking pour rain like the next day or something?
Yeah, it was the next day.
Yeah. So got everything moved in to the house. And of course, like you wait, a day or two, and then we got the fridge delivered, and, everything starts coming. So we're unpacking stuff, we're unloading stuff, and the house is awesome. I mean,
it's great.
it's been.
And this neighborhood is fucking incredible.
Yeah. Let's just say first of all, people in this neighborhood are so nice. Crazy enough, we live between the most interesting set of people, not in a bad way. On one side, we have a lady that has currently 4 kids, and she is pregnant, and she's probably
late 30s, early 40s.
yeah, unexpected baby coming.
Considering that I'm about to be 35, I think she's got some years, a few years on me.
For sure does. I haven't met her up close, but super nice.
Yeah.
They have the same floor plan as us, so they're always sitting out on their front porch, her and her mom, who's been visiting. But she's about to have 5 kids in that house, which again is a 5-bedroom house, big floor plan, but super nice people. Her kids are a little younger.
A little more wild.
Yeah. And then on the other side of us, you won't believe this, there is a family with 12 children. And you may think, 12 children, okay, how old are they? Yeah, 10 of them live in the house.
10 fucking kids, and then the mom and dad live in a non-5-bedroom house.
Yeah, a 4-bedroom or something. So let's see. I'm assuming how it goes is 3 kids, and because 2, and 2 would be 8. So 2 bedrooms have at least got to have 3 kids. Depending how the oldest kids are that live there, they probably have. I think everybody's got to share a room.
Is there only the one girl?
I don't know. I saw a girl today.
Because I know the 2 oldest
wielding a hose.
Yeah, so they're between ages 4 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
And she said the oldest 2 kids moved out. I think those are girls.
They're like, thank fucking God. But
they're from Washington State.
They're so nice.
Dude,
I don't know what religion they are. They got to be some sort of religion, because who has 12
nicest.
kids? Well, I guess my grandma had 10 kids, and they weren't religious. But that was way back in the day, and some of them are going to die and stuff. But you need them to help make money and all that stuff. But today, that's why he's mowing our lawn and stuff. He's like, I gotta fucking pay the bills to live here. But the kids are so nice,
so unbelievably
the
nice.
Nicest kids. I fucking call you, hey, Mrs. King, Mr. King.
Do you need help carrying in your groceries?
That's gonna be confusing because Mr. King's my dad, and he's gonna be living here too. But yeah, asking us if they need to carry in our groceries, helping us ask if we need help moving the stuff in when we were first moving in. I mean, when we were looking at the house to even buy it, they were on the other kid's porch, and they're like, hey, you gonna move in over there? We live right in the house next to it.
Yeah, we love this neighborhood. Yeah. We always play outside.
Nicest fucking kids ever. One of them now we've hired on. He's 12 years old. He's the one that's always asking, hanging out. He just came and talked to me today. But we hired him to start mowing our lawn because we don't have lawnmower, anything yet. This grass grows like it's on.
Crack.
Steroids out here. It's just going all over the place. So he's mowed our lawn twice now. Kid putting in some work.
Dude, he did it in the middle of the day yesterday. It was fucking so sweaty.
Sweating his dick off. I can see him through my office out there just mowing and edging. And he's 12 years old. So he's in the 7th grade, or about to be going into the 7th grade, I think. Yeah. And I could just see him. He's wearing a blue shirt, just sweating his ass off out there working. And he tells you, he's like, I got to take a, what do you say?
He comes and knocks on the door. He goes, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to go take a little break because it's really hot outside. And I'm just going to rehydrate, and then I'll come back and finish edging, okay? Is that okay? And I'm like, dude, please fucking take a break.
Please don't come over in the middle of the day next time. Yeah. But again, just the nicest kids. And everybody in the neighborhood has been so freaking nice. Really, in general, people out here, even strangers, have been super, super nice.
My neighbors brought us banana bread.
Yep, one of the neighbors brought us banana bread. Some of the people down the street brought me packages that got delivered to a different house that they were just like looking out for because the package has been sitting out there for a while.
Yeah, this neighborhood has a Facebook group too that a lot of people like post on. There's like book clubs and I mean just really nice people.
People don't seem like they're scared of me or anything, which is always nice. I mean, somebody who's
Big and
large
tatted.
and completely covered in tattoos moves in your neighborhood, you're like, this could be questionable. But there's multiple colored families here, some multiracial families. We met the family right behind us. They were super nice. They're like, hey, if you need anything, let us know. But everybody's just super kind, which is really what we were looking for when we moved out to Washington in the first place. We're like, if you could really just build that community within your neighborhood and like everybody. And
Yeah.
I mean, we've even got the guy that drives around nonstop in a golf cart. Like,
I don't know what he does.
one, he's retired, but he's just like, looking around. I'm sure he's part of the HOA team or something.
I would assume so. The way
mean,
that
he's
he's
nice.
in everyone's business.
But at some point in time, I'm gonna have to ask him, be like, hey man,
What do you do?
what the fuck you doing riding around that go-kart? Not a go-kart, it's
Golf
a golf
cart.
cart. Go-kart, he's just drifting around corners. But yeah, it's been super, super nice, super friendly people. Great to see other like multiracial families and just other ethnicities.
That was a
And-
concern of ours coming to this small town in Florida.
Yeah, because this is small. We live in a small town now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is no downtown.
It's
you
like
can't even
5
call that-
stores.
Yeah, you can't even call that a downtown. It's, yeah. So, seen quite a bit of Trump stuff, which is not surprising.
Couple Confederate flags.
Couple Confederate flags, which, I mean, not a lot of people down here are the most intelligent, so that makes sense. Obviously, they didn't understand what happened. But all in all, it's been really, really nice. Again, we absolutely love our house. Got our fence put up right away. So black people put our fence up.
Yeah, sure.
Football coach of some,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh,
that's what
nice.
mom said. So Nina, has been able to enjoy the yard and
Dude,
everything.
Nina fucking loves
She
it.
just loves running around.
Yeah.
And
Just prancing around the grass. She's like, oh my God, I've never had real grass before in a yard of this size ever.
yeah, I mean, our yard is really good size. I can't
We're
wait
on
to
a
start-
quarter acre lot.
Yeah, can't wait to start doing stuff. We've got some really cool plans laid out. But yeah, slowly but surely getting the house together, getting everything like the way that we like it. Obviously, I'm doing all the design stuff for
Yeah,
the most
naturally.
part, and it's turning out pretty good. If you just had like a open checkbook where you could just do things that you
Oh my
wanted,
God.
so it'd go a little bit faster.
Yeah. Well,
it's
considering the
unfolding slowly.
$1,500 on our car was a,
Yeah,
not
unexpected.
the ideal time. We could have used that to do cool
Yeah,
shit. Well,
but-
we had to get gutters. Like we
Yeah.
have to get blinds.
Gutters, blinds. Blind people at Lowe's obviously don't want our business because it's fucking taking forever. What's up, man?
The way he just shot up.
Welcome back. You feeling okay? Yeah, you can go back to sleep. It's okay. We're going to talk about you a little bit right now, though, okay? So, Kiana went from being 4 months when we were, I see with the hand behind the head. Mommy told me that's a sign of tiredness. You can just smile at me. Just go back to sleep.
You're like,
Your hair's
no,
thinning.
I had a 20-minute nap. That's
He's like,
my.
I'm good. You guys ready to fuck shit up? I'm back. So, yeah, last time we went to the podcast, he was 4 months.
Yeah.
And 4 months is like, he was cool. He was smiling because he'd been smiling for a while now. Yeah, just like that, buddy, just like that. But he wasn't still like,
Super interactive.
yeah. Now at 6 months, about to be 6 months, things are getting like,
Fun.
yeah, he's like a real little guy. Yeah, I'm
He
talking
has a
about
personality,
You. His
like-
personality's bashful.
Silly.
Yeah, he's silly. He laughs a lot. His smile and his laugh will completely, melt your soul. He is the absolute, just cutest guy. And now his hair is getting longer and longer. He's starting to look like just a cute little baby chimpanzee. The hair's just standing up on the top of his head. Yeah, he's smiling at me. I see he's smiling. I redid his room the other day I started putting up some of his stuff, like the pictures that we got him on the
No, it
wall.
was last night.
Was that last night? Mm-hmm. Was it last night or the night before? Yeah, maybe last night.
Yeah.
So started putting up stuff, put up all these fairy lights along the roof, and then hung some like green plant looking things all around the top, and then put his pictures up and everything, and it really created this like cool little mood. But Amanda took him in there to see it with the lights on, well, like the fairy lights on with the other lights off, and the pictures up and everything. And she was like talking to him and showing him stuff, and he was all excited. And I came in and he just looked at me and he gave me a big smile and he stuck his arms out and gave me a little hug. And it was just like the absolute best feeling. I could tell how much he appreciated how cool his little room is and how nice it's coming together and all that stuff. And it was amazing. The best part of being a dad. His smile is the absolute best. And when he laughs, it's so funny. And then he also likes to mimic a pterodactyl. Not sure if he knows that he's doing it, but I actually know he doesn't know what a pterodactyl is.
You know, it starts with the letter P, buddy.
But I didn't know that. Actually, I did.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah, pterodactyl. Yeah, buddy. But, I mean, he's just getting, again.
Starting to try and crawl.
Yeah,
he can't sit up yet, but
close to
super close to
crawling.
crawling.
What else is he doing?
He holds his own bottle. We started him on purees.
Yeah, he's been eating, purees, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Like we talked about.
Oh my God. Real quick. He had a choking incident, which when we were at the Airbnb, we got these a vitamin dropper in Mexico, and it's fairly thick, and I accidentally gave it to him too fast, and he legit like went from coughing to not coughing, and then his face went red, and then he like puked up a whole bunch of like really thick, clear mucus, and I almost called 911. It was the scariest thing I've ever encountered. Like, I have a little PTSD.
Yeah, Amanda screamed and like called me out, and we like
rushed
didn't know
him
exactly what
next
to do.
door.
We ran next door to my mom, and she's freaking out.
Yeah, it was the scariest thing. So like, I know there's baby-led weaning where you give them like bigger chunks of things, but so we're taking a CPR class on Wednesday as well. But we bought the LifeVac. But I feel so much better about the purees than I do that stuff right now, just because that was the scariest thing that I've ever witnessed to date.
Yeah.
It's really traumatizing.
Definitely traumatizing for sure. Luckily, I mean, he wasn't
turning blue.
Yeah, and he wasn't really like choking. Because again, there's choking. Like when you're choking and you cannot breathe, you're going to turn blue. He was kind of like choking like a normal person would choke on some stuff where they're not actually like, I'm
yeah, well, I mean, it was liquid.
Yeah,
it's not like there was something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the
but we couldn't
thick
tell,
mucus that all came out. Like his body was just trying to save itself. I don't know. It was so scary. Anyway, so we're on purees and he's loving it.
Yeah, so we're doing only, what's the
best of the best.
What's the brand?
Oh, so right now we're using Beech Nut Organics, and just things that don't have any added ingredients, like
It's
pears
literally
and water.
Yeah, pears, water,
Yeah,
and a little bit of lemon or
Yeah,
carrots.
if there's even lemon juice.
Yeah, carrots, water, a little bit of lemon. If there's anything outside of the main ingredient, so green beans and water, it's going to be lemon because it helps as a preservative a little bit. But all of those things are, hey, eat within 2 days of opening.
Yeah.
I've been making sweet potatoes, just baking sweet potatoes and then blending them up into a puree, and he's been smashing those. Apparently, he smashed a jar of carrots the other day, and wow, just disrespect giraffe like that. And that stuff has gotten on his clothes, and apparently carrot will not come out of his clothes.
Yeah,
so we
what
have to
the
figure
fuck?
out
How
what
is-
the deal is with that.
Carrot just stained, so
Guess you're gonna have a bunch of new orange outfits, buddy, because those carrots are not a joke. But yeah, we've had him try all sorts of stuff. Little, watermelon. What else?
Watermelon, banana.
Banana, avocado.
Yeah, he likes avocado.
Loved avocado.
Sweet potato, pears, the carrots, obviously.
Getting a little upset, buddy?
He's like, you're sitting, Mom.
Oh, okay, buddy. Let's see what else we have on here.
Hey.
Maybe we'll, I don't know how much time we did before, but maybe we'll wrap this up soon. I know there's a lot more that we could talk about. But yeah, it's been, there's parts of it that have been difficult, but the majority of it is so much more enjoyable and fun. And, seeing him literally changing right before you, like things that he wasn't able to do before. Like I remember when he was able to start rolling over and start lifting himself up and kind of moving around and really getting good at grabbing things. And then when he was a big enough boy to start taking his own bottle.
Yeah.
And, just all of this stuff these milestones that he hits. And
Now he's starting to like kiss back, kind of just open mouth.
And reach out and like give you little hugs. He loves
grabbing my face at
Yeah.
6 a.m. to wake me up.
grabbing face. He's the best. Soon we'll have him walking and running the world.
Yeah. You are a king. You're a king. You're destined for greatness.
Yes, buddy. Keep growing out that hair. Is there anything else?
We bought tickets to take him to the Christmas market.
Yes, we're going to Europe.
Yeah, buddy.
We're going to Europe in December, the beginning of December. We're flying into Barcelona. Since we had such a fantastic experience when we went over the Christmas markets for our honeymoon, and that was kind of over COVID period, so they were a lessened version of, what they're going to be now.
Great.
Yep. Oh gosh, here we go. He's going to have an incredible experience, almost being 1 year old. He'll basically be 11 months old when we're over there, and he's going to get to check out all the amazing stuff. We'll do Barcelona and maybe one other location because we'll be over there for how long?
10 days.
10 days. So going to get a full awesome experience. And the boss, another big one.
Jeez.
That blankie's definitely getting washed. Let me get the rag. Hold on.
Yeah, I knew. Is he kneeling in it? Yep, that was a big one.
So yeah, that's going to be the podcast, folks. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Let us know how it's going parenting your child. A bunch of our friends have recently had kids. Shout out to our good friend KJ, who had her baby. And I'm going to turn down
Our
the
friend
mic
Calvin
a little bit.
and Brittany.
Yeah, Calvin and Brittany. All right, well, that's it, folks. We'll catch you on the flip side. Oh, that's my mic I turned down. Damn. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. And let me find the outro song here. All right, it's been fun, guys. Trying to Parent Podcast. We'll catch you later. Episode 67. Peace.